Now we're going to take a look at a feature called Design Options, which allows you to try different ideas within the same space. So within this office, we're going to look at a real simple example of how we can lay out one office and then have another option. So first we might just lay out the office with the regular Revit furniture tools that we'd normally use. We have a simple desk and a chair and some side chairs. And then a round table. So this is option 1. Now down at the bottom on the status bar we have a design options button we can click on to open the design options dialog box. Here we can create a new option set which automatically will have one option. Everything here is the default name and there's nothing associated with this option yet, but we're going to go ahead and rename it. So we'll just call it Office Options. We could call it Office Layout Options if we wanted to. We'll rename the first option to Basic Layout. We might want to create another option and rename that to High Tech Layout. So 2 other names you might use rather than these might be 2 employees or 3 employees. We'll notice that the primary option is the one that is always visible by default in every view that's already been created and every view that will be created unless we manually change that. So we'll learn how to do that in a minute. But at this point we have one design option set called Office Options, and then under that we have the placeholder for 2 options. One's called Basic Layout and one's called High Tech. So we'll select Close, and we want to move everything that we see here into those 2 options. And to do that, once an option has been created or an option set, we can click this button Add to Set when things are selected. So we could select the design option set here and then which options we want those selected elements to go into. So it might be really for a high-tech option we'd put different content altogether in that particular option, but in this case we'll let everything that's selected go into each of these options. One will stay as it is and then the other one we can modify. So there's going to be 3 chairs and 2 tables, or 1 desk and a table in each of these. So we hit OK, and now that those things have been moved into the design option, we can no longer select them or edit them unless we go to this drop down list and switch to an edit mode for one of these options, in which case everything else gets grayed out. The tables are turned, so to speak, and the only thing that's editable are the things in the design option. So if I move that table over and now switch back to main model, we are now back in the main model mode and these items in the design option are no longer selectable. If I switch to the high tech option, you see the desk looks like it moved back, and that's because this desk is actually a different desk and a different chair than what's in the basic option set. It's a complete separate copy. Here we might have some additional chairs in this option. And remember, the basic layout is the primary one, so that's the one we see by default in every view. So once I switch back out of this edit mode for high tech, everything we just edited is going to disappear and we're going to see the original layout. Now if we wanted a view that always showed the high tech option, I could duplicate level 1 as we've done previously. So just plain old duplicate. Duplicate with detailing would have also copied the room tags. I'm going to want to rename this view right away. So I'm going to call it level 1 high-tech office option. Select OK. And then I might want to actually crop this view down to be just the office so that myself or anybody else working on this project don't get confused as to what view they're working in. And then we're still seeing the original design option though, because every view is set to primary by default. So if I type VV, whenever design options are present in a project, we see this design options tab, and we see all the design option sets listed here. And in the second column, we can specify automatic means show me the primary option. Here we'll change it to the high-tech option and then hit OK. So now we have two views where we can toggle back and forth between the basic option and the option 2. We can turn off the crop region if we don't want to see that. So when we have a design option specified specifically, not set to automatic, we cannot use this view then to manipulate the other design option. So I'm trying to edit the basic design option right now and it won't let me, because we've hardwired, if you will, the high-tech option. And even though the high-tech one is hardwired, we still can't select things in that design option right now. So that's a quick look at how we can use design options within Revit.